We all know we have a climate emergency. But did you know that each one of us can be a part of the solution? In the 1970s, scientists discovered the ozone layer was depleting and an ozone hole formed above Antarctica. Soon after this discovery, governments came together and signed the Vienna Convention and Montreal Protocol, an international treaty designed to protect the ozone layer by phasing out the production of harmful chemicals responsible for ozone depletion. 50 years later, in January 2021, World Meteorological Association said the ozone hole is successfully closed. This is an incredible achievement of humans to discover a catastrophic problem, coming together to face it and successfully eliminate it. Now we need to do the same for the climate crisis. It's time that we all come together and participate in the Plant-Based Treaty as a companion to the Paris Climate Accords. The Plant-Based Treaty Initiative is a grassroots campaign designed to put food systems at the forefront of combating climate and ocean crisis. We are urging governments to negotiate a global treaty which will include the following three principles. The 3 R's: relinquish, redirect, and restore. Relinquish: no land use change, ecosystem degradation or deforestation for the purposes of animal agriculture. Redirect: an active transition away from animal-based agricultural systems to plant-based food systems. Restore: restore key ecosystems and reforest the earth. This is not for future generations. The climate crisis is here and now. It's important for our generation to do everything in its power now to not only phase out fossil fuels but also switch to plant-based diet and food system. I'm endorsing the Plant-Based Treaty because nobody's really talking about the elephant in the room, which is animal agriculture. So what are you waiting for? Be a part of this beautiful solution to climate crisis. To learn more and endorse, please visit www.plantbasedtreaty.org. Hurry up, do this now. Endorse the Plant-Based Treaty and save the planet. Eat plants, plant trees.
Hola, soy Mariana de Buenos Aires y yo apoyo el acuerdo basado en plantas porque podemos construir un mundo más saludable y más justo.
Soy de Montevideo, Uruguay y apoyo el acuerdo basado en plantas porque estamos en emergencia climática.
Namaste, मेरा नाम शोभा and I endorse Plant-Based Treaty. And I endorse Plant-Based Treaty.
us on a path to accelerating climate destruction. Forest fires, droughts, floods, species extinction, ocean collapse, crop failures, dangerous levels of methane, carbon dioxide, and nitrous oxide, melting Arctic permafrost. Animal agriculture has ruined our forests, oceans, air, water, and animals' lives. Our beautiful planet can take no more. We need a rescue plan. The 3 R's. Everybody, green thumbs up. We need to create coalitions and adopt bold climate actions to phase out fossil fuels and animal agriculture before it's too late. Plant-based treaty to the rescue. Everybody, green thumbs up. Everyone can play their part, whether you're at school, a business, politician, a community group, an activist. We need individuals, groups, businesses, and cities to help implement solutions and put pressure on national governments to take action and negotiate a global plant-based treaty. Pay attention to the 3 R's. Number 1, relinquish. Let's not make the problem worse. No new animal farms, slaughterhouses, or deforestation for animal agriculture. Number 2, redirect. Let's transition to a healthy plant-based food system. Number 3, restore. To heal the problem by reforesting the earth. Time is running out. We have less than 5 years to solve the crisis. Everybody, green thumbs up. Eat plants, plant trees. Endorse the plant-based treaty.
What is the Plant-Based Treaty? The Plant-Based Treaty Initiative is a grassroots campaign designed to put food systems at the forefront of combating the climate crisis. As a companion to the Paris Agreement, the Plant-Based Treaty aims to halt the widespread degradation of critical ecosystems caused by animal agriculture and to promote a shift to healthier, sustainable plant-based diet.
We are urging scientists, individuals, groups, businesses, cities and governments to endorse this call to action and put pressure on national governments to negotiate an international plant-based treaty,
which will focus on the 3 R's. Relinquish. No land use change, ecosystem degradation, or deforestation for the purpose of animal agriculture. Redirect. An active transition away from animal-based agricultural systems to plant-based food systems. And finally, restore. Restore key ecosystems and reforest the earth. Whether you are acting alone or as part of a climate action group, school, hospital, business, or city, you can be a part of a growing do-it-together movement, forging change and helping build a brighter future for generations to come. Endorse the Plant-Based Treaty if you haven't already, then tell your friends, family, and colleagues to jump on board. Visit our campaign hub to get active, make a donation if you can, and subscribe to our newsletter for action alerts and updates.
Eat plants, plant trees, endorse the plant-based treaty.
Endorse the plant-based treaty, eat plants and plant trees.
We face a climate emergency and especially a methane emergency. We need to strike a global agreement about a shift to a plant-based food system this year at COP26. We're on track to hit 1.5 centigrade warming around 2030 and 2 centigrade warming around 2040. This would lead to catastrophic climate impacts such as increased heat waves, more intense hurricanes, wildfires, droughts, food shortages, violent weather patterns, sea level rise, climate refugees, coral bleachings, and the ongoing mass extinction of thousands, tens of thousands, millions of species. We need to address all 3 greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. Our biggest chance of limiting temperature rises in the next 25 years is cutting methane. The Paris Agreement is completely silent on animal agriculture, but a third of methane emissions come from animal agriculture. We can all make a difference and fight climate change simply with diet change. So please join me and endorse and support the Plant-Based Treaty. Thank you very much.
I'm Ila Gandhi. You know that I am granddaughter of Mahatma Gandhi. My father was the second son, Manilal Gandhi, and he was sent to South Africa to continue with the work that Gandhiji had started in South Africa. So I fully endorse the Plant-Based Treaty. I believe that the indiscriminate breeding of animals for consumption is harmful both for health as well as for the environment. The animal industry has also contributed to a large extent to the deterioration of the fertility of our soil and thus the environment. Large forests have had to make way for cattle farmers all over the world. Gandhiji, in his bid to transform his modestly affluent lifestyle in 1904, was driven by three important considerations, of which one was that a life worth living is that of the tiller of the soil and the handicrafts person. Living close to nature was part of his teachings. Plant-Based Treaty is calling for just that, and therefore I support it.
She was an ANC MP for 10 years in government, in committees on health, on social justice.
My name is Scott McCulloch and I am the co-founder and CEO of The Vegan Kind, and I endorse the Plant-Based Treaty because it is said that by going vegan you can reduce your carbon emissions from food by up to 73%. So following a plant-based diet is an absolute must in the race against the climate crisis.
I endorse the Plant-Based Treaty because it's time to put animal agriculture on the agenda.
I endorse the Plant-Based Treaty for a kinder world for all.
I endorse the Plant-Based Treaty because our world needs a greener future. I endorse the plant-based treaty because we're in a climate emergency.
We endorse the plant-based treaty because better for the animals.
Eat plants, plant trees. We endorse the plant-based treaty.
Hey, listen, I want to tell you something. Australia and Brazil are burning. India and China are flooding. Antarctica is melting. All of this is linked to man-made calamities. The Plant-Based Treaty is an international campaign that puts the focus on fighting the climate crisis through a plant-based diet. Why do I endorse the Plant-Based Treaty? Because I care about this planet, which is my home. Because I care about animal rights and I respect all living beings. Because I want to stay healthy and fit. I mean, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? The climate emergency is right here now. We all need to act by switching to a plant-based diet. To know more, you can visit www.plantbased-treaty.org. Eat plants, plant trees, endorse the Plant-Based Treaty. I think this is going to be my favorite slogan ever.
Doug Ford, please endorse the Plant-Based Treaty. We need to save this climate and we need to do it fast. Deforestation, it has no place in Toronto. We need to stop cutting down the trees. They're our future. Our children need this future. We need to stay healthy and we need the planet to stay healthy. Please endorse the Plant-Based Treaty.
Can I ask you something? Can you imagine a earth on fire? Can you imagine our cities underwater? Can you imagine our rivers drying up? Can you imagine our wildlife going extinct? Well, don't imagine. It's happening right now, at the same time, all around the world. Currently, the Earth is facing destruction from crossing 9 planetary boundaries. If we don't put an end to all of it now, you could be the next casualty. To learn more, watch Breaking Boundaries on Netflix by Sir David Attenborough. Eat plants, plant trees.
Alright, so we're actually asking everyone to endorse the Plant-Based Treaty. You can go and do that at plantbasedtreaty.org. Why would you endorse the Plant-Based Treaty? The latest IPCC report says that the #1 contributor is human activity and animal agriculture. We need to stop eating animals. We need to stop producing animals so we can eat them. All you have to do is switch to a plant-based diet. I recently quit 5 out of 6 medications by changing to a vegan diet. I can tell you're going to thrive on it. You can endorse it. Ask your government to endorse it too at plantbasedtreaty.org. I endorse it individually and I endorse it in my business. Woo!
Floods in Western Germany, tornado and hailstorms in Northern Germany, record temperatures in Sicily and Spain, wildfires in Turkey, Greece, Italy, France, and those were only the natural disasters of the last few weeks and only from Europe. Scientists recently warned of the impending collapse of the Gulf Stream and the thawing of permafrost in Siberia. The Amazon now produces more greenhouse gases than it binds, glaciers and polar caps are melting, and the sea levels are rising. These tipping points threaten to trigger self-reinforcing processes which can then no longer be stopped. Our world is falling apart. The disasters come more and more frequently and more violent. The life support systems of our spaceship Earth are failing. And we are to blame, all of us. The latest report of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change leaves no doubt about that. We still have a chance to turn things around, but only if we immediately make drastic changes to our usual behavior. In addition to the interminable construction of infrastructures for the provision of emission-free energy and mobility, we must immediately reduce the extremely potent greenhouse gases methane and nitrous oxide in particular. This too we can glean from the latest report of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. The largest source of methane and nitrous oxide that can be directly influenced is animal agriculture. Coincidentally, the animal agriculture industry is also the main cause for the destruction of carbon sinks and wildlife habitats, species extinction, zoonosis and pandemics, as well as antibiotic resistance, water consumption and the destruction of soil fertility, world hunger, and, last but not least, billions of animals suffering. The only thing that separates us from this highly effective climate and environmental protection measure is the decision of what to eat next. The choice of our diet is the most immediate and effective way of reducing our climate and environmental footprint. This applies to individuals, but also to organizations, companies and cities, and last but not least, countries and even the global community. Therefore, we call on everyone to endorse the plant-based treaty. This means stopping the expansion of the animal agriculture industry, no new slaughterhouses, factory farms, animal feed plantations or pastures, and no more destruction of nature for the animal agriculture industry. Support the transformation of the agricultural and food system through plant-based offers in canteens, promoting plant-based nutrition through various campaigns, subsidizing the transformation of farms, and so on. And last but not least, the renaturation of former areas of the livestock industry to restore carbon sinks and wildlife habitats to mitigate global warming and the extinction of species. We only have 5 years left to turn things around. Otherwise, we are looking at the irreversible collapse of our environment and most likely extinction. Support the plant-based treaty for the future of all life on this planet. Thank you.